CPI. Let me reload. What happened to our annoying music? I don't even know where in the world it's supposed to be coming from. Oh, there it is, somewhere over here. Don't worry, there's more annoying music. Here's some. Oh, is it the same stupid song? That is very annoying. There we go. New annoying music. All right, let me get my coffee on.
Oh, baby, I wanted you to be here inside my arms where the night goes down. Oh, baby, I wanted you to be here when the sun comes up and the day goes by.
The beautiful people, the beautiful people.
G'day, mate. How are ya?
How's your moop? All right, let's turn that horrible music off. So how are you? Good morning. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 20,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance. Yeah. Now, why would we do that? Well, because trading is risky and not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. But please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. So, guten Morgen, my name is Wayne. I will be your guide on this journey we call Forex. Let me know how I can help, because according to Traders Accounting, I am a master trader. Master. Yeah, master of pips. Anyways, so let me know. I've been doing this a while, so I can share some experience. I can help you out as much as I possibly can. We can do technicals, we can do fundamentals, or we can just watch CPI. I'm telling you, it's been a long week. It's been a long week. I worked all weekend too, right? So anyways, I'm kind of in favor of just kind of watching CPI and see what happens. Be weird to do a whole live stream without talking, wouldn't it? That'd be wild. So anyways, I don't know. So CPI is going to come out, and it's important. It's a market mover. So please fill out complete the survey that I posted. The CPI news will create what? Risk on, risk off, pop, chop, and then stop. So what do you think is going to happen today? Let me know. Without further ado, let's get on with it. If you're looking for a broker, you should try tradersway.com. They're an ECN, which is a fancy way of saying they actually just take your trade and they put it into the interbanking system. They don't trade against you. That's cool, right? Yeah, of course it's cool. So anyways, check out tradersway.com. I've been recommending them for about 8 years, I think it's been. Yeah. Yeah, 8 years. Go check them out. Open up a demo account. I think you'll like them. And no, you don't have to click a link. And no, you don't have to use a coupon code. And no, there's no sort of affiliate thing. No, you don't have to tell them I sent you. No, I just recommend them. Go check them out. Good coffee. All right, so anyways, CPI is coming out today, and it's a doozy. We kind of want to look at not just headline, but core and super core. PPI was okay, not great, but not bad, and that's probably what's going to happen today. And so anyways, we'll get this data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. You can get some basic details. Okay, energy has been on the decline. Okay, food's got some inflation. Maybe that'll come down a little bit. Okay, here's your core, 4.3. Boy, it'd be interesting to get that quite a bit lower, huh? Below 4, wouldn't that be interesting to get that below 4? So a lot of people are thinking this goes to 4.1. Wouldn't it be great to get that to 3.9? Holy smokes, wouldn't that just be cray-cray? It would, right? I wonder. Okay, so anyways, we'll take a look at that in a bit. Let me give you the link to the site just for historical purposes. Cool. Nice. We can take a look at the world today. Stabilization in the buck. Yen still weak. Swissy still strong. Okay. Look at Aussie rolling over. Will that remain? Well, there's rumors on the street that big stimulus will start to appear in China to save their real estate market. That their commercial real estate is collapsing now. It's not even a threat anymore. It just is happening. So would that directly impact Australia? Not really, but it certainly won't hurt it. So anyway, so pay attention to that. Right now, it looks like a mixed bag across the board. So you can look at longer term. Okay, yen's still firmly in a downtrend. USD nice and low, just as we planned. Okay. Wow, my air purifier just turned on. Was that me? Was that you? Why would my air purifier just turn on? Time to ionize, everybody. Yeah. How funny is that? So anyways, yeah, I'd like to see some continued dollar weakness all the way back down to 100. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Here's a longer-term pig taking the pig down. That upward move caught a lot of people by surprise. We drew it out in advance. That's what we do. And so now we're in that zone of importance, if you will. Okay? The role reversal gets interesting. That's why it's drawn that way. And that's looking at it from a weekly point of view, which means we could probably sell the pound for the rest of this year and all of next year. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Wouldn't that be wild? Wild and crazy, huh? That would be wild. I'd probably do it against a Swissy, though. So one of the things, since the tension in the Middle East in particular, I've been calling for Swissy up. And this bothers the Swiss National Bank. There's no doubt about that. But a flight to safety, nothing safer than Swiss franc. Well, maybe some gold, eh? Yeah, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So anyways, take a look at it. Let me see the poll. Thank you for participating in the poll. I appreciate that. And it's a split decision. It could be, anything could happen. So risk on, maybe you'll have an opportunity to buy a dip, or you've already done it. Okay? Risk off, you want to sell a rip, so maybe you've already done it. Let's take a look at commodities, get a sense of where we are. Drop into a 15-minute chart maybe. Okay. So there, let's just remind ourselves where we've been. Wow, it's drawing tool not working or what? Drawing tool just decided to quit? What goes on in the life of software? Why would it just stop working? Huh. Let's try changing it. Yeah, it just decided to stop working. Interesting. All right, well, I wish I could quit you. All right, so I'm talking about my drawing tool. I know you can't see it. Let me try again. Let me reboot it. Maybe it'll work now. Probably not. Nope. All right, Control-Alt-Delete, Task Manager, and kill it. Oh, where did it go? Kill it. I wish I could quit you. All right, and now we got to reboot it. Darko's doing his research on the local central bank. Very cool. Here we go. Finally got my drawing tool. All right. So delete. All right. So here we are. Okay. I'm calling that a double bottom. I still have a limit order there from Sunday. I think I put that. Sunday afternoon, I bought it here on the open. So there's your double bottom, higher high, higher low. So in the world of Fibonacci, you would think it's this, but it's not really. It's the double bottom, higher high. Does anybody know the secret word for this trade setup? What's the secret word? How far back do you go? How far back? It's an old story. Yeah. You probably are now a majestic silverback, if you remember that story. It goes back so long. You learned it as a kid. Now you's old. Yeah. Yeah, hammock. That's the secret word. And you're like, what? I don't know the secret word. Well, too bad for you. Anyways, so it's hammock, which means if you knew the word, you're very well trained. And so to me, it's just a hammock. And so now this is actually the target, is really what I should be telling you. So on Sunday, when I bought it here, hammock, the 382, by the way, this is in my book. This is in the training course at Investor Bootcamp. Yeah, Gregor's got it. Yeah, Gigi knows. Okay. If that's your entry, this is your expected target or expected return, if you will. Okay. By the way, I have posted lecture 3 of the stock trading course. It's posted now. So I think we're at, what, 5 hours? 3 lectures for a total of 5 hours. So I hope you enjoy it, learning how to trade stocks. Intellectually, that is. Not just, I like it, it's real good. I even thought of maybe revising and maybe redoing lecture 3 because I realized in this morning's meditation that I don't know if I made a point clear enough. And I mean, like when you're picking stock, okay, one of the things that people look at is there's an $80 stock, there's an $18 stock, and there's an $8 stock. Which one is overvalued? Okay. See, I didn't make it that clear. I mean, I did do it, but I thought I should do a better job of making that clear. And then some people say, well, this $8 stock used to be an $80 stock, so now it's cheap. Is it? So I did answer those questions, but I thought I should probably have done a better job of, like I should pull it, at the end maybe I should pull it back and add another slide or 2 and go through it again. But do you guys understand, even if you haven't watched the course, do you understand the concept though? Like an $80 stock could be cheaper than an $8 stock? And just because this $8 stock used to be $80 doesn't make it cheap anymore? And of all of this, like, depends on the circumstance, right? What if this was a $5 stock and now it's an $8 stock? Okay. What about this? What if the $18 stock basically doesn't do anything? It doesn't really go up or doesn't really go down. Okay. Now, Sky Killer says it's really mathy. Yeah, so far the course is very mathy. But I do hope that it comes across where, like, there's real logic going on. And it is mathy. I'm showing you how to do the work. But I don't actually expect you to do the math. I want you to be able to look at a stock screener and say, oh God, look at the standard deviation on this thing, pass. And you can make a decision in 5 seconds, maybe 1 second. And you've seen the math done, so you get the consequence, but you don't expect to do that, right? But like, one of the things I thought I would touch on next lesson, next lecture, is intrinsic value. Now that we've looked at identifying stock, so just so you guys know, we calculate the expected return of a stock mathematically using variables like what is the probability of the stock market up, what is the probability of stock market sideways, what is the probability of the stock market down. How does this stock historically perform in scenario A? How does it perform in scenario B historically? And how does this one perform historically in a bearish market, right? And then you do your calculations and you can come up with your expected return. So we talk about that in the, but then, well, what's your opportunity cost? So like in last night's lecture, basically whether you keep it in a bank or a bond or a treasury, you have a return. What about if you put it in the S&P, you put your money into the S&P 500, what is your expected return? So you can do all of this calculations to figure out you expect 5%, you expect 8%. So then we have to calculate, now that we've identified that sort of risk premium, which is opportunity cost, what's the next opportunity worth and how much would it have to pay you to compensate you for risk, right? So now we have to do risk-adjusted performance, right? You know what I'm talking about? So, but now that you can identify, so yesterday basically what we did is we could look at we looked at what, 3 different stock? Peloton, Coca-Cola, Amazon, we might have done Google, and we can identify whether they're overvalued or undervalued, irregardless of price. But regarding risk, are they overvalued or undervalued in regards to risk, not money? Oh, well, that's interesting, right? So now if you've found something with intrinsic value, well, what does it mean? So I could do an intrinsic value, but I thought maybe, like Skykiller said, the first 3 are fairly mathy, but I'm trying to show you logic. Again, I don't need you to know the math. I need you to know when you look at the beta, you're like, ooh, that's a high beta. Or when I show you a standard deviation number on a stock screener, you're like, ooh, look at the standard, you look at 1 or 2 of the 100 stocks on your screener and you're like, dude, look at the standard deviation on these ones. Forget it. Never in a million years. And I just want you to get that leap in a second. So maybe I just kill intrinsic value, but it kind of fits into like, if we just covered beta, I don't want to, oh yeah, the news is coming out. I might want to go back to this idea of like the time value of money and, the present value is equal the future cash flow, okay, over 1 plus I. 1 plus I, but your I could be now 1 plus the risk-free, since you understand the risk-free to the n, right? And we can bring it back and say, well, you could take this same company that we just identified as, let's say, undervalued, and therefore you really want to invest into it. We can go back to that original valuation model and then apply the principles like, based on dividends, for example. And then, of course, you could update this with dividends and growth, and then it gets really complicated. So my other idea is we just move on and we do business cycles. Okay. Anyways, that's what we're doing. There's still time for you to get involved. But let's get ready for CPI. But let me know if you want to get into the stock trading course. I was thinking about maybe doing a promotion or something to get people involved. I want to share this. So, all right, where was I going to go? Oh, yeah. Is it here? All right, I'm looking for, oh, here it is. I see what I'm looking for. And the numbers are coming out. 4.1 as expected. Okay, good. It's good, not great. So let's get the details. Now, where did I put my, here it is. All right, let's get the details. 4.1 as expected. So, not good, not bad, but maybe if people were looking for good, then they're disappointed because it just wasn't good, but of course it wasn't bad. So maybe it's that pop, stop, chop, block, who knows? So shelter up. Oh, that's bad. Okay. Up 0.4. Let's take a look. Okay, food. Well, let's do food. Food at home, not restaurants. Hey, improving though, huh? No, actually not improving, going up. -3, -2, +1, 0, 3, 2, 1. No, it's improving. It's choppy, but it's improving. Okay? But restaurants are still quite expensive. Okay, look at the inflation there. Disinflation on oil. All right. Whoa, 19. Nat gas down. Yeah, natty. Which is good. Yeah, because I'm going to fire up the hot tub all winter long. Oh. Ow. Oh my God, that hurt. Oh, that just killed my back. Oh. Anyway, so nat gas is down, so natty down. What's his high number? Uh-huh. Transportation services and shelter. Yeah. So I've been tracking a flight to Tokyo as a means of seeing if we have inflation on that end. Yeah, and I'm not even joking. So every, 2 or 3 days, I get an update from the airline tracking the same flight from Atlanta to Tokyo. And the same flight moves hundreds of dollars up and down over and over and over and over again. And I'm trying to see if it'll come down. And it's not. And I see it here. It's expensive still, very expensive. Almost double what it should be. And it's not coming down. Okay, new cars in demand and used cars and trucks way down. Because remember, there was a point during COVID where they were way, way up. Richard says, yeah, when we look at these reports, we can actually start learning who's benefiting and who's being hurt. Yeah, that's why we do it, right? Yeah. Yeah, so the biggest loser by far is Nat Gas. I think I need that hot tub today. Man, that stretch I just did just blew out my back. Ugh. Too much time in the desk, huh? I know you know. Okay, the energy index rose 1.5% in September after increasing 5.6% in August. Yeah. Gasoline up a bit. But, you know, not terrible. These numbers are not terrible. Come on. Where's the page I want? I'm just going to back up. And I'm going to back up again. There we go. I'll make sure that's set. Yeah, there's your 4.1 core. Okay. Food at 3.7. Energy a lot less down. We saw that coming though too. So we'll see what happens from here. Interesting. Let's take a look at my oh my WTI. How are we doing on the smaller time frame? Okay, very cool. So I'm at 83.50. We're at 84.75. So I'm up over what, $1.25? Cool, right on. Nice. Let's check it out on an hourly. And let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, we haven't had a good test on an hourly yet, so I'm not quite ready to move my stop to break even, but I can move it closer. So it's down there now. I can just move it here and just take a little off the top, or in this case, off the bottom. And it's neither here nor there, so, you know, we can, you know, we got to get above this whole nonsense. So this is really like, are we on our way to this number or not? And that gets us this, you know, this number here. And 88, almost basically 89. Are we going to go to 89 or what? That's the whole idea. Well, we're currently stuck on this cliffhanger, right? And I got my stop below this lowest low, but not that lowest low. It's just, you know, it's too much. Okay, it's just too much. You know, I don't want to risk that much. And the stock market not happy. But let me just remind you what we've discussed. Okay, double bottom. I know you've seen it 100 times. Higher high. 382. 382 predicts. I want you to pay attention to this part. The 382 is a leading indicator predicting that the top is 1618. No, I didn't just draw this and adjust it and make it perfect. We drew this days ago. Probably, what was it, Sunday? We drew this either Friday or Sunday afternoon. On a Sunday afternoon, right? And so on Sunday, it's Thursday, bro. Okay, on Sunday, we had this as the projected move. And look at the precision. It's pretty close. Trading on a Sunday afternoon. So anyways, I don't know. We'll see. How about something like this is next? I think actually I talked about this a day or two ago, didn't I? Let me ask you, did we talk about this hitting the 55, coming down to the 8, making a higher high, coming down to the 21, making a higher high, coming down to the 5? I might have done that in the, the swing trading group. Yeah, that reminds me, we're meeting today. Swing traders and day traders at investorbootcamp.com. We are meeting for our swing trading. Yeah, awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. Love the swing trading group. We have so much fun. And by fun, I mean we do a lot of good work and we learn from each other. We do a lot of critical thinking. Okay? So, yeah, put that on your calendar, 4 o'clock. I'll try to keep it under 3 hours. So anyways, I hope it doesn't fall that far. I'd like to just pick it up on the 5 on this higher time frame. Okay, probably buy back in on Monday. What do you think about that? All right, I'll try not to stretch too much. Gentle, gentle. Oh, gentle. Oh. Yeah, it'd be good to have you back there, Victor. It was good to see you on Tuesday. Yeah, well, it's really good to have you back. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah, I wanted to show you something. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Bum, ba-dum, bum. All right, you guys know TradePlans.ai. Get feedback. I'm trying a new format. I can't do shorts yet because it's a new channel. But I'm creating like, are they up here yet? 8 days ago, past live streams. It must be here. Yeah, 1 hour ago. Yeah, so I'm trying a new format and I hope you like it. But they're like 1-minute videos. So they have a bigger correction here. Oops, don't do that. There we go. Bigger correction. So what they're doing is they're saying this down into the middle of this range and then up here. So I call this fib wars because bulls, okay, are going to want to buy somewhere around the 50%, like somewhere between, how about this? The 3A2 and 618 Fibonacci retracements. So that's what a bull would be doing. This trader is a bear and understands, okay, or is using a Gartley to understand that Bears now,
It's
are
cool,
gonna
right?
do the same thing in reverse. And they're looking at this drop, probably on a smaller time frame. And then they're going to look at the 382.
It's only 95 seconds.
618. And they're going to take this down. Okay?
So if I skip ahead,
Now they have 16 lot of dollar strength or selling of gold. Anyways, cool, right? So they're like 95 seconds, 67 seconds. So maybe check them out. You instantly get feedback from our artificial intelligence I've named Aiden.
check it out.
But also, I'm going to give you feedback here as part of our live stream. Cool. So let's take a look. All right. Now notice, first of all, these trade. Cool, right? Neato. Neato, neato. So now you can just like burn through them. Burn them! Burn them! Oh. It's a lot of extra work, but all right, so anyway, so far so good. Gold hung up on the monthly central, of course. Duh. Now some traders are going to buy it off that 21, which is great, because that's what the trend is right now. Definitely, look, I've actually highlighted this. Can you see that? Let me drop into a 15 and then zoom in if I can. Do you remember we highlighted this? Huh? Look at that. It's all been highlighted. It was part of a previous trade plan. And if you remember, and where did my drawing? Oh, here it is. If you remember, we did this the day earlier. So we did this yesterday where, right, we had this big high. You can tell this is a high. And I said, well, what you're supposed to be doing in New York is planning the next day. Okay? So what I said is, you use this, and amongst, showed other things, right? But you use this area here as your trade plan for Thursday. And then I said, so you would buy a dip somewhere around this green zone. That's why it's green. And you would target here, and that's why I highlighted it. Okay? So now it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Okay? And so what could we use to try to analyze the new buying zone? How about that pivot point? Yeah, boy. Beast, how low can you go? Death row, what a brother know. Once again, back is the incredible rhyme animal. The incredible D, public enemy number one. 5-0 said freeze, and I got numb. Can I tell them that I never really had a gun? Yeah, so anyways, is that as low as you can go? We'll see, that's definitely a buy zone. But remember, and I said this somewhere, maybe I said this at QuantBox, I said every dollar above that zone is a heavier and heavier dollar. Okay? Anywho. Yeah, Bitcoin stuck in the mud, huh? Yeah, which is great. Like, I guess it was probably 2 days ago. I had a half a Bitcoin I converted into cash, And that was the right decision. Was it a half a bit? No, it was more than half a Bitcoin. How much is Bitcoin? Yeah, it was 3/4 of a Bitcoin. I'm like, you know what? Give me my dollar. Give me my money. I want the money. I don't want the crypto. I want the money. So yeah, anyways, good decision. I look at that and like, yeah, not bad. Cool, not bad, not bad. This is the range that I have. So net, as it gets back down towards 25, then maybe it'll want to go back up. And so anyways, that's where we is. And notice there's a, sort of a middle soft range. Okay. And if you're like, Wayne, I don't know where to draw any of this stuff. Oops, don't do that. Standard deviation. Then do this. Oh, hang on. Drag it to the beginning. No, everyone wants to fight the Wayne. Okay, and you get something like that. And you're like, sideways? Well, Richard, it came out as expected, so who's going to be shocked? Okay, we hit the line and stopped. We hit the line and stopped. We hit the line and stopped. Not even watching this one, not interested. Pound, huh? Pound, just finding resistance at La La Land. How about this kitty cat? Oh, my gourd. Oh, my gourd. Oh, my gourd. Yeah. Ooh la la. Huh? You liking the vol? Yeah, you like the vol? Crazy, huh? Yeah, Canada was going through a rough patch there, and then it recovered. Yeah. Look at the predictive supportive EMA, huh? Caught it. Anyway, so down and pop to the up. Add a little more time on this. Add more time to this. And I would say it's statistically relevant that we're higher than that high. Don't you stink? And that we have an angle this way now. Okay, so what you want to do is create an equidistant on that. And, okay. And it tries to give you basically time and price. Oh, sure, the one color I can't draw. There we go. How does that make you feel emotionally? Oh yeah, you made up. Mimi's like, looks great. Mimi, did you say it with a Scottish accent? No. How come? Ugh. I'm really messed up. I've spent way too much time working. Oh, way too much time. Oh my God. I think I need to do yoga this morning. Continuing jobless claims, 1.7. Okay, 1.7. Let's see, right? Let me get that. Let's break this down. So initial claims, 209. Okay? So the 4-week average is 206. So this is good. More people lost their jobs than an average week, which is good because it suggests maybe, and I mean a small suggestion, that the Fed's policies are working and that they don't need to raise interest rates further. It's already working. Okay? It's a small, I would say very small, right? Yeah. Okay, Hawaii got decimated. California got decimated. New Jersey got decimated. And Puerto Rico, yeah, Massachusetts, New York, oy vey. Yeah. Cali lost a lot of jobs. 3 times more jobs lost in California than Texas. Yeah, but we're talking about 43 million, right? Yeah. Alabama. Has anyone here considered retiring in Alabama? I think it's one of those places where most people would never think of it. And they're like, aren't they a bunch of racist hillbillies? No, they're rednecks. There's a difference. But it's beautiful land. Yeah, it's, and it's very affordable. You guys know the difference between a redneck and a hillbilly? Yeah. A redneck will kill you. A hillbilly will keep you. Massachusetts is expensive. So like I don't know Massachusetts well. I only know Cambridge and a little bit about Boston for my summers there. And Cambridge would be nice. Too many homeless people. But other than that, it'd be cool to be around Radcliffe and Harvard all the time. There would always be something intellectual to do, and I like that kind of stuff. and you'd want to live close, right, to Brattle Street, let's say, so that you always have restaurants and all that kind of stuff, and you can walk to campus for whatever event you're going to. But you probably need $10 million to buy a house, $2 million to buy an apartment. You're like, so for most people, that's not retiring. So, you know, if you spent $2 million in Alabama, you can get a castle. And what I mean by castle, I mean castle. I mean, your house would be 10,000 square feet, and you'd have 100 acres of land, and you'd have horses and a barn and a 5-car garage and a swimming pool. Right? And still have FU money left over for your Instagram models. Yeah. Right? So you can still maintain your Instagram model lifestyle. Kendo says, I'm in Alabama and I'm black. No white man has ever done anything to me. Yeah, people would. Yeah, well, that's what I mean, though. Like, Kendo, so when I moved to Georgia, Kendo, I used to live in California. And I saw the great financial crisis of 2008 coming, so I left in 2007. I saw it coming. I got here 6 months before it hit. So anyways, I told all my friends, hey, I'm going to move to Georgia. And my California friends, they couldn't understand it. Like, they literally could. So, I mean, it was like moving to another planet. Inconceivable. Just absolutely, totally inconceivable. And they think cotton fields is what they think. And right, it's funny, like, there are cotton fields in Georgia, not many though. You got to get way out there beyond Macon, Georgia, right? Macon. There's a lot of cities that are named French, but they're all mispronounced in Georgia. But anyway, so Macon, Georgia, out there, now it's really rural. When you're out there, there's nothing. And there are some cotton fields, but mostly the fields are empty doing nothing. And I don't think I've ever seen a peach tree in Georgia, which is strange, right? Because, well, what's his face gets his peaches down in Georgia, and I've never seen a peach tree. Okay. Oh yeah, good job, Kendo. So you sold, so you know the Bay Area, right? Like, it's inconceivable for someone to, like, even like, I had friends, friends of, right, Indian friends. I'm thinking of a few of my friends that were Indian, so of color. And they were afraid to come to Georgia just to visit me. But eventually they did, and they're like, hey, this place is actually all right. Yeah. But so someone in California could never even, it's impossible. But, you know, Georgia is interesting. It's not perfect by any means. And it does have problems. And it is oddly segregated but less and less. Like, when I first moved here 10 years ago, people of same income levels would live in different neighborhoods. You'd have the black neighborhood and the white neighborhood. Everybody's the same wealth. There's no law. There's no, like, you know, some guy at the front gate sorting this, right? Like, you can't come in here. This is the black neighborhood. No. People sort of self-segregated for, I think, cultural reasons or something, right? But then, but that's becoming less and less now. So 10 years later, you know, my neighborhood has, you know, a lot of white people, a lot of Indian people, a lot of black people, a lot of Middle Eastern people. And you're like, this, you know, in 10 years. Georgia, in particular, I think the wealthier areas are becoming much more diverse, culturally diverse, and I love it. Love it. But no, but going back to Alabama, you can live on the coast, you can live near the coast, you can live in there. You know, there's the Tennessee Valley goes all the way through Alabama, and so there's like flat rural areas. There are hills, especially up north. The hills are beautiful, especially when you get up towards Tennessee. Beautiful land and very, very cheap. You could literally, for the price of an apartment in Cambridge, you could live like royalty, and it's not even a joke. Why would we hate your condo? Yeah, no, bravo, right? Yeah, well done. Yeah. So that's why I say, like, yeah, what about Florida? You know, Florida, I haven't been to Southern Florida yet, which is amazing. I've been all over the world, but I haven't been to Southern Florida. But like Northern Florida, I've been to many times, and even, I guess, Central Florida, you know, driving to Orlando like everybody else. And I find it's an interesting place because you get the big cities, and then you got the big city problems to go with it. But most of Florida is rural, you know. Yeah, it's interesting. And more rednecks in Florida than there are in Georgia. Florida has got such a personality. You just gotta, it'll either scare the bejesus out of you or you'll love it. But, you know, like going from Atlanta, Georgia, which when I moved here was probably not just Atlanta, but let's say Georgia was, let's say, 60-40 Republican. And then I went 50-50 where it's Republican Democrat. Now I'd call it much more Democrat. But then you leave Atlanta and then you roll into Florida and it's dudes in giant pickup trucks with giant wheels with flags flying on the truck, giant flags, American flag and a Trump flag, and you're just like, oh my God, it's just so much. Florida is just so much. It's just, wow, you're like, this is crazy. But anyways, just funny. You're just like, it's another world. Yeah. Stingrays, like Northern Florida, is a different country, without a doubt. And then Southern Florida has got to be completely different, and I think I understand that, right? Yeah. So anyway, so I'm interested in heading down to the Breakers, which is Palm Beach. And then I'd like to obviously visit Miami. Miami? I always say it like Bugs Bunny. Should have turned left at Miami. And then I'd like to head even further south than that. And to the Florida Keys. All right? As a visit, anyways. Yeah. I've talked about it a million times, just haven't had the time to do it. So anyway, yeah, look, we've hit some targets. Okay, hit some targets. Yen's got to take a break, you know. Remember, you know, I've matured over the years, I think, and I don't believe Forex is a zero-sum game. I believe it's a symbiotic relationship. And I look at these markets now more like a beautiful waltz. Left foot forward, right foot back. Bulls have a turn, bears have a turn. And that's what's happening here. Now, Mimi says Florida's too hot. Well, like I said, I haven't been to Florida, but I'm a funny dude. I come from a very cold part of the world. Negative 40 degrees. And you're like, is that Celsius or Fahrenheit? It's the same thing. Look it up. Right? So, so picture me in the fields of Cuba on a hot, sunny day. And it's dusty and it's dirty. And it's humid. Okay? Now picture me wearing a blazer. A navy blue blazer, yeah, with baby blue window pane stripes. Yeah. Jeans, of course. Jeans, denim. You have to wear denim because you're out in the fields. But then I got the matching brown belt and shoes, beautiful leather. Right. And so, like, I don't mind the hot weather. Where I come from, I don't mind the hot weather. And a hot, dirty field, yeah, you just described Saskatchewan. But Cuba's got to be one of the most beautiful places on earth. In particular, Vinales, the area where they grow tobacco, or at least where they used to grow tobacco. Oh my God, is that place beautiful, right? I hope someday Cuba does become free, and I will be the first person showing everybody how amazing Cuba is. When it becomes free, okay? So let me show you where I grew up. I know you guys care. You're like, dude, well, you know what? Now we got that Stop and Shop. I'm waiting for the stock market to open up. Okay, this is where I grew up. It's beautiful. You see all the trees and the beautiful hills? Now, when I grew up, though, in Saskatchewan, there were no pump jacks. There was no oil. There was none. You had to go to Alberta for that. But now they have discovered oil in Saskatchewan. Yeah. And so this is a typical scene for me. Okay? So, like, if you see me walking the fields of Cuba, like, dude, yeah. It's hot and dry. There's grasshoppers. Yep. Gotcha. Okay? But this is a place where I grew up. Oh, look, a tree! Seriously, that's what it's like. Like, oh my God, look, a tree, everybody, a tree! Uh-huh. Yeah, typical scene. Very, very, very typical. Okay? Very, very, very typical. Okay? Yeah. I mean, this is so crazy. Look, a train. I know that it's low quality, but a train, everybody. A train. Yeah. Gives you the sense. Okay? And that, right? And then you got to look at it in the winter, though, because it becomes even flatter. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like, dude, like, seriously, like, just driving down the road. This is, you know, typical. Dangerous, too, let me tell you. And that's on a good day because the road has been cleaned. Yeah, oh, that's perfect. Oh, this is perfect. Yeah, there we go. This would be a normal, absolutely normal day in town. Wherever town this is. Nothing special about this picture. This is Canada. So if you've never been there before, well, that's what it looks like. And so now you're like, and this is why I love traveling. It was important to me when I was a kid. I wanted to see the entire world. And then you get to Cuba, like I was actually there, which is pretty funny. You get to Cuba and look at this place. It's astounding. So I've actually walked these fields. I've actually stood in this spot, actually. Yeah. And wow, what a difference, huh? Not Saskatchewan. Yeah, so definitely not afraid. Yeah, so here's the hotel. Yeah, so everyone's got the same picture. So I have the same exact picture from a slightly different angle. And so what I tell people, oh, it's not going to go there. Anyways, and we'll let it show. I have the same picture from a different angle. I don't know. There probably is one here. But anyways, I tell people, you see that little hut down there? I tell people that's my Airbnb. I'm like, that's my Airbnb. They're like, what? Really? No, of course not. Yeah, but what yeah, see, I've been down the street probably. It's amazing. I went to the tiniest little restaurants and stuff like that. No tourists whatsoever. No tourists. So anyway, so Cuba, hot and dry. And so, yeah. Oh, I've probably actually been, oh yeah, I've probably actually been to this actual place. So anyways, just imagine me wearing a blue blazer there. Anyway, so I can take the heat, man. I can take the heat. Cool. Lucas says, that's a lot like Kansas. Yes, it is a lot like Kansas. Saskatchewan is beautiful, but it's beautiful in its own way, right? There's amazing beauty to it, but it's brutally harsh. It's way too hot in the summer. It's way too cold in the winter. But you know, like, I grew up here. This is, my grandmother's church is right next to this. This was built by railroads, just like the big hotels that are all along the East Coast, all the way down to Florida. The railroad industry built these big, beautiful hotels. So the next one is in Edmonton. I think it's Hotel McDonald. This is the Besborough. I don't think I've ever been inside, though. Beautiful, well, like this water, this in the river here, like this city of Saskatoon, I think it's the second cleanest water in the world that comes out of the tap. I was amazed moving to California, the richest place on earth, home to Beverly Hills and movie stars and girls in bikinis, and the highest and most advanced technology in the world with billionaires everywhere. And then they live in tiny, crappy little houses with no insulation. The water comes out of the tap brown. And when I arrived, it was like the 7th year of a 10-year drought. So people would put buckets in their in their bathtubs. So when they showered, it would collect water so you can then flush your toilet. I'm like, what a third world country. You have to buy water to drink it? California has this amazing arrogance to it. It always has. And when I first got there, I'm like, this place is like a third world. And there's crime, and you might get, there's gangs at school, and oh my God. And they sell Coke and potato chips and candy bars in the schools. I'm like, oh my God. It was quite a culture shock. But yeah, Lucas is right. It is beautiful. But not Cuba. Okay, stock market is it 30 or 20? It's 20, isn't it? No, it's 25. Is it 25 or 20? What time is it? My watch might be fast. It's 100 years old though. So, is it fast? 21. Yeah, I'm a little fast. I have to adjust my watch. Yeah. I don't know if it's actually, I don't think it's fast. I must have just set the wrong time. Wouldn't be shocking if it was fast, though. There we go. But it was amazing. I wound it up yesterday when I put it on, and then I took it off and left it next to the bedstand, and woke up this morning and it still was running. I mean, amazing. That power reserve lasting all night, yeah, amazing. All right, so anyways, there's that big move. Boo, boo. But makes sense anyways, makes sense. So we have a plan A for this. It's already planned out. And plan B. So that's what I'll be doing the next bit, so to speak. Paying attention to what happens at these lines. So like, that's why we can babble and have fun for a little bit. I've already planned all this out for you. We've already done all the work. And so now we're waiting for the right time. We know the prices, so we're waiting for the time. Okay? So again, we already know the prices, and then boom. Yeah, we already know this. Look at the significance. And we hit that line, and it dropped. Well, what else would you expect to happen? Of course it dropped. Okay, so my job now as a bull is to have a plan A and a plan B. Oh, that's what those represent. Yeah, very cool. So anyways, we'll wait for the stock market to open. I'm going to change my watch. I don't like having such an expensive watch on. I'm going to forget. I'm going to bang it into a wall or something. Crazy loud though when you put it to your ear. Can you hear this? Can you hear it? Probably not, but it'd be cool if you could. It's very loud. Oh, you could? Oh, you could? No way. That's cool. Dude, 103 years old, I think that watch is. and it still I had it serviced. I took it to my watch guy, and he's an avid collector, but he owns his own jewelry store, and I mean actually 2 jewelry stores, and nice ones too, right? So he's got the facility, he's got the staff, but he's the guy. And anyways, so I'm like, you need to check this out, and I need you to prove the authenticity, but then I want you to pull it all apart and service it. And he's like, oh yeah, this is legit. This is legit Omega. But then he's like, I'm not going to pull it apart. I'm like, why are you not going to pull it apart? He's like, it's working. I'm like, yeah, but you know, I want to take care of this bad boy. It's museum quality. I mean, and he's like, it's not broken. He's like, you pull it apart, you're going to break something. It's running. He's like, just keep it running. Yeah. I'm like, really? He's like, I'm happy to take your money, but he's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm like, okay. All right, so we're 4 minutes away from the stock market open. Cool. Dollar strong, dollar strong, dollar strong across the board. We'll see how this happens. Doxa. I don't know that one. Doxa. Watches. Yeah, okay. Doxa watches. Yeah, dude, that's nice. I don't know anything about this watch. Interesting. Swiss made. Yeah, they're nice. I don't know anything about this watch. Yeah, that one's cool. All right, I'll review it. Very cool. Deep in Switzerland's cradle of Swiss watchmaking. Okay, great. I think they got ChatGPT to write that. Yeah. All right, so just a few minutes later, just a few minutes to the open. We'll see how the dollar reacts. Well, actually, we should probably just flip over and watch the indices, huh? Let's get off daily. Let's move hourly. Well, maybe oil. Try that. We'll do hourly on oil. So it's over 85. So I'm up about $1.50 now on oil. Yeah, 500 pips. Cool. Oh, I forgot I was on NASI. Let's take a look at NASI. Forgot I was on NASI. Stocks. Yeah. S&P500. Oh, I remember this trade plan. Yeah, I remember it now on the weekly. Yeah, I totally forgot about it. Cool. Cool. Right on, but 500 pips profit. Let's keep it up. Darko says the Doxos are not that expensive. Okay. Highlander says, before I buy into Cuba, check out Costa Rica. Yeah. I know people that moved there when they were kids and spent several years in Costa Rica, and they loved it. Okay. Yeah, they don't seem very expensive, but they're beautiful. Yeah. There's a probably looks something like that. Yeah. 1950s. Yeah, they're nice watches. The chronographs. Yeah, some of these are nice. Yeah. And then you do the same thing. And these are cheap. Yeah, these are basic. These are basic ones. They're nice. I mean, right? But see, they're not even 100 years old. But they're nice. They're nice. But see, very, very simple. Very, very basic. These were the cheaper Omegas when they came out. And they're not 100 years old either. There's nothing like the one I got. Interesting. Nothing. But see, that's 1950. It's very similar. Actually, that's a very similar movement. Yeah, similar movement. 1920. Yeah. Look at that. That's actually a pretty good deal. It's not as fancy, but it's nice. Yeah, nothing like it. That's what I like. There's nothing like anyways, cool. All right, so let's see how this is going. Let's drop into a 15-minute chart on the NASI, and it's recovering that open volatility. Cool. Obviously, bearish engulfing. Okay, obviously, we got to mark this. But go out to daily. Okay. Cool. And remember, it's weekly. Okay. Right. I bought a little drop into that moving average, so we got to let it run a little bit. So since this is weekly, basically what I'm projecting is by the end of the year we're going to be at 17,000. And I bought it 15,000. Sweet. Cool. Okay. And by the way, if you've forgotten the training, or I don't know if I did it here on YouTube or if I did it at, Investor Boot Camp. But anyways, these vertical lines are the weeks that we are ready, willing, and able to buy. And we knew this in advance, months in advance. So think about it that way. Months in advance, Okay, this is week 39. Let's do this in blue. Week 39, week 40, and week 41. And our goal is in somewhere in that 3-week period, buy this asset. And we knew it months in advance. Yeah, no joke. And we also knew to take profit around July 1st. That's July 16th, July 9th, July 1st. Okay, so somewhere in here, we expect the top to form, and then in the future, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 13 weeks later, we want to be ready, willing, and able to buy. It's insanity. Third week of September. Yep. Oh my God. Oh my God. Insanity, isn't it, to be able to think 13 weeks in advance? Man, I love trading. I love it. So the idea is like, look at all these red candles. These are weekly. Each one of these red candles, a typical retail trader probably has 25 trades inside that red candle. And I bet you half of them are break even or losses. Let's just say losses. Half of them are losses, half of them are winners. Or you could have just sold and held it for 3 weeks. Sold here, let's say there's a month. You could have just sold it for a month. Okay. Okay, you could have bought this 3 weeks ago with the idea of holding it. I mean, we haven't even made a higher high yet. Like, why do 25 trades a week, half of which are losers, when you could just buy it and hold it for 3 months? Less work, more money. And then swing trading is a form of day trading. So I teach a fading methodology. Okay. Let's see if I can get in there. Where you could see like last week, this week. So I can't even get in there. So let me try to get into here. There's the previous week's low, previous week's high. Now let's drop into like a 4-hour. Okay. And you see this idea of, okay, bottom forming, bottom forming, bottom forming. And then we have a new week. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay. And now you just hold it for 3 months. It's a trap and trade setup. Okay, trap and trade. On the S&P 500, it's the same analysis. These 3 vertical bars is the window in which investors look for a change in direction, from bearish to bullish. Down, 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 down. Now, this was one period that was similar, and I actually bought this. I bought it, held it for a month. Because some years, not often, but some years, you get something like this, and the move starts early. So I always throw down a little trade just in case. But I told everybody to be emotionally prepared for it to come all the way back and knock you out. Cool. Then we move into the window again. This is where we're RWA. RWA. Ready, willing, and able to buy. Okay. Okay, look at it from a smaller time frame. Okay. Down, 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 up, up, sell, down, 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 up, up, sell, down, 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 up, sell, down, up. Shields up, red alert. Shields up, red alert, on week 41. Okay. So hopefully it sticks. So now we use our technical analysis. This was fundamental analysis. So now we need to do technical analysis, right? And we got this, and we probably have that, and then we got the moving averages, so we can project those out and say, you know, I'll just do it that way. And say, well, what we hope is that this double bottom, higher high, higher low, creates a higher high, higher low, creates a higher high, higher low, creates a higher high, higher low. That's the idea anyways. I know this has been a long day, but was that helpful? Half the people have not clicked the thumbs up button. Half the people haven't clicked the like button. Oh, thank you, Kendo. So I definitely went too long, but I wanted the stock market to open. And now Daddy's got to go to work. I've got to manage my money. Huh? Got my mind on my money and my money on my mind. That's why the rich part of Atlanta is called Buckhead. Mind on your money, money on your mind. So without further ado, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average.